Hello and good evening, everyone. It's Monday Night Live. I'm Julia. I'm from the Paper and Ink Boutique. And tonight we're talking all about collage paper and transparencies. Paper that's a little bit different, collage paper. I'm going to show you how you can take plain collage paper and then use your stamps and paints and stencils to make it your own. And I'm also going to show you some tips and techniques on using transparencies as well. So let me just say Brianna is here in the background, and we do have a demo deal running tonight. I'm just going to flip over to my overhead camera so we can hop right in. And let me pull up your comments. There you go. So the demo deal, Brianna, remind me. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, why don't you ever know this? 25% off transparencies and tissue paper. Thank you, Brianna. So glad you're here. Yes, background Brianna. That's what we're going to call it. Maybe we'll do at the end, we'll put Brianna on screen because she's coming to us from her craft room in her new house. So we'll put her on screen at the end, and you can see her little craft space. Okay, so we're also going to do a giveaway tonight, and we are giving away 1 pack of printed tissue from PaperArtsy. This is the birds paper tissue, so you can see it's got bird imagery, it's got script writing. It's really beautiful. I've got a set of this myself, so maybe we'll use some of it tonight. But you know what? I've got a lot to talk about, so we need to get started. So the printed tissue, how do you win it? Well, we have got a giveaway tool running in the background, and it's gathering your names when you make a comment. So it's gathering up your names, and at the end, before we say goodnight, we're going to run that random number generator, and it will pick our winner for this pack of collage paper. Thank you, Linda, for your comment. Yes, comment, Linda. Exactly. That's how you win. You got to comment. Okay, let's get started. You're probably saying, why do you have washi tape? That's just in case I need it. I just got out a whole bunch of stuff. So what are transparencies? What is collage paper? Well, let me grab. So this is collage paper. Oh, look, here's that bird's collage paper. So let me open this up. Here we go. So collage paper is a lightweight paper. Now you can get plain collage paper, and I'm going to be bringing some of that out so you can see it. This is the PaperArtsy Birds collage paper. You can see how light it is. Very light. It's not like rice paper. Rice paper, you can see the fibers of it. This is just a light collage paper. So thank you, Linda. Oh, Krista, I hope I can help you get out of your crafty funk. So this is the Birds collage paper. And there are lots. PaperArtsy has plain collage paper. They also have printed. Another collage paper that I really like is Dina Wakley. So I store a lot of my collage paper in this, and this is the gel plate storage tin from Ranger, and I store all of my collage paper in here, and I should probably use up some of this collage paper because holy macaroni, I got a lot of it. Oh, I'm gonna grab that out. Maybe I'll use that. Okay, but this stores it really, really well. So this is the the gel plate storage tin from Ranger, and that's what I use to store my collage paper. I should actually get one for I should probably get some for my transparencies too, because I've got a lot of those. Let me grab this. So this is the plain tissue paper from PaperArtsy, but Dina Wakley also has packages of plain tissue paper, and that's exactly what it is. Tissue paper, no printing on it. So that allows you to do your own artwork on it, painting, stamping, stenciling, and then you've made your own collage paper. So transparencies, what is that? Well, I've got a bunch of transparencies from Dina Wakley, and this is what they are. They are transparencies, and they've got printing on them. So I'm just holding a white tag behind here so you can see it. And we've got a ton of different transparencies. I couldn't tell you how many or what they are, but this is what I'm storing my transparencies in right now. But I think I need to get one of those storage tins to put my transparencies in. Okay, let's get started. Let's just start playing. Just gonna move some stuff out of the way. I'm going to be working on the size 8 tags from Dina Wakley, but anything that I'm showing to you, any of these techniques can be done in an art journal, can be done on a card front, can be done on a scrapbook page. I'm just working on tags just because they're a nice size to work when I'm live like this. But don't think this is only made for tags. Again, these techniques can be done on many different art forms that you're doing. Okay, so I already went through and I kind of did some techniques on some transparencies. So this transparency, all I did was I took a stencil and I used lunar paste on it. I put the lunar paste through the stencil and then I let it dry. I actually used 2 colors, drug it over the stencil, and there you go. I did this earlier because I wanted to make sure it was dry by the time I showed you. But yes, you can use paste on transparencies. You just need to let them dry on their own. You can't take your heat tool to it because it'll warp your transparency because this is a plastic. Now, other fun things you can do, and I'll be showing you some of these live because I'm going to be using these. So one of the transparencies that I like from Dina is the faces. I love her faces. So this one I added some paint to. Added some paint to that. Now I'm going to be adding other stuff to it. No, it does not matter. It does not matter which side you do it. So if I wanted the face to face the other way, I would just flip it over. But when I put this down, my paint is on the back side because you can see I painted on this side and it's covering up that black a little bit. I use transparent paint, so it doesn't cover it up too much, but you want to paint on the back. But I'll be doing something else with this. I just wanted to get a hop on it. Here's another one that I did. So there you go. But we will be doing other things with this in a little bit. Now, another thing that you can do with transparencies, this was an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I die cut some circles out of it. So it die cuts really beautifully. All of these were die cut. So they die cut beautifully, and you can also use your punches. So these smaller circles, I just used this hole punch on, and it just die cuts and hole punches beautifully. So you can cut them up. And I'm going to be doing something with these later too. I just wanted to have them ready so you weren't watching me do any die cutting. Okay, let me move that to the side. Now, transparencies. Let's talk about these. Collage paper. That's what I meant. Collage paper, we do have some from Nikki Badalana as well. And these I took out of Nikki's set because I wanted to use these probably on an art journal page. So I took those out. And then I also have a sheet of plain collage paper because I'm going to show you what else you can do. Now, this here, this is collage paper, and it was plain collage paper. Look at this. But I took a stencil, and I took this one from Dina Wakley. It is her newest one. It's called Proud Woman. And I put it on this piece of collage paper, and I just used black paint through the stencil to create that. And I love this. I'm going to show you a technique we're going to do on the back side of this, and then we're going to use it on a tag. Okay, let me move these to the side. Okay, let's do this one, plain collage paper. So I have people asking, is this like tissue paper that you can buy in the dollar store to put in in with gifts. And you know what? I actually went to the dollar store and I bought a pack of white tissue paper, and I put these up beside one another, and I felt them. And this felt a little bit stronger, even though this is lightweight. It actually felt like it had a little bit more oomph to it. The other one tore pretty easily, which sometimes that's not a bad thing, but it just, the collage paper, the mixed media collage paper just has a little bit more weight to it. So you can do a little bit more with it and it's not going to break down. That paper's not just going to fall apart. See ya, Linda. Thanks for coming in and making a comment. You could win. If you do, we'll let you know. Just straight black, little black dress paint from PaperArtsy, just straight onto the tissue paper. Zero gesso. Yep. Okay, so this is plain collage paper. Now, if you're like me, you've got a lot of stamps and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to use my stamps more. I need to, you know, how do I use them more? Grab some collage paper. It's amazing. Now, what I'm going to do first, you can color this. You can spray it. You can paint it. So I'm going to paint it. Maybe I don't want to start with plain collage paper. Maybe I want to have it a little bit, you know, a little tint to it. So let me use, I'm going to use some PaperArtsy. This is banana. It's translucent, which works out really good. So I'm just going to put some on my little paint palette here. I'm going to put some water on my brush, and we're basically just going to add it to our paper. We're basically tinting our collage paper. Now, when you add water to collage paper, you got, yes, you could use magicals on it, actually. I have used, I haven't used magicals, but I have used infusions. Yeah, works really good. Yes, you can. Now, when you add water to your collage paper, you got to be a little bit gentle with it because, and I'm going to show you this once I get this all wet. Actually, maybe I won't do it on this piece of paper. I'll show you on another piece of paper. So now I've tinted my collage paper. Okay, there. My collage paper is now tinted yellow. And because it's collage paper, I don't need to paint it on both sides because that shows through because it's collage paper. Now, when collage paper is wet, it's very delicate. So I'm going to stick this over here. We will give it a little bit of time to dry. I'm just going to stick it there and then we'll bring it back in and we will do some stamping on it. But yes, you can color it. Okay, now to take collage paper apart, let's do one of these birds. Actually, no, let's grab one of these instead. Use this Tracy Scott one. Let's just open this up for a moment. Oh, I love these. Okay, say I want to use this bee here. What is the easiest way? Yes, I could come in with scissors. Absolutely, I could. But I like using a water brush. Now, you can use just a regular paint brush with water on it. I like using these, and I'm just going to go around that entire image with a little bit of water. Just going right around there. Now, what the water is doing is it's softening those fibers of this collage paper. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take one finger and hold the inside of my wet line, and on my other, I'm just going to start pulling it away. And you can just see how easily that is tearing. It's just so easy and so fast. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And there we go. And now this one is still a little wet around the edges, but look at the nice feathered edge you get. You don't get that harsh cut line, which I really love, which means this is going to really disappear on the back really, really nicely. So that's one way of taking these images out. Like I said, you can also go in with scissors and just cut them up, just cut them apart like you normally would. But if you're looking at an image right in the middle, you have to cut around everything from the edge to get there. But doing this is so much easier. So there you go. You can do that. Now, if you're wondering, can you take a heat tool to collage paper? Yes, you can. You just have to be really careful because you can burn these. And how do I know that? Because I've done it. You know, you just get a little bit distracted and you turn away and your heat tool, and then you've got a nice little brown spot on there, and you're like, well, we're just going to go with it. But that's one easy way of taking those images apart. Now let me set that aside. And we are going to wait for our other collage piece to dry here, the one I tinted yellow. And I am going to show you. Oh, I thought I had collage paper in there. I have another collage paper. Not Tracy Scott. What should I do? I have so much collage paper in here. Oh, look. I remember those. Those are actually stamped on there. Let's pull those out. Sometimes I just sit here and just do stuff. Oh my gosh, so much collage paper. Rice paper is different. I'm not going to do rice paper tonight. This, I should have gone through here and cleaned this up. This is a little embarrassing how much collage paper I have. I don't know what I want to do. There's so much. Here we go. Maybe I should do that face. This is Tracy Scott collage paper. I know we have this in stock. Now, this is gorgeous. And look, it has been through some stuff. Look how wrinkly it is. Ugh, that's funny. Now, if I wanted to add some color to this so that when I put it in on a project, and she's got some color to her face. So now with the printed tissue, if I turn it over, this side is a very light gray. This side is a very dark black. So there is a right and a wrong side to collage paper. This would be the right side. This would be the background. Now, say I wanted to add some color. Let me just pull out some paint. I'm using all PaperArtsy paint, but any acrylic paint would work. Let's just pull out a couple of colors. Oh, right, Wendy? Oh, I'm going to show you some really easy ways to use collage paper tonight, because you can use it just for texture too. Okay, I'm going in with a small brush. Hopefully this is small enough. And I'm going in with a dry brush. And you can just add color to the back of the collage paper. So let me just add, I think this is cerise, to her lips. And let's add, I'm not going to color all of this in because we will be here all night. I just want to show you that you can color on the back of them. I should have done a smaller piece. So if I turn that over, is there a side? No, blank collage paper is the same on both sides. So you can see I've added that color to her face. Now, when I go and put it on a tag, where do my piles of tags go? If I lay that on the white, you can see how much that pops off. Right? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, I shouldn't have grabbed a big piece like that. Let me grab a little piece. I can actually do something with it. I haven't even opened this one up yet. This is the new collage paper from Dina. Do I have all the Dina things? It feels like it. Okay, let's grab something out here. Yeah, sure. That's good. Grabbing my water brush. Let's take her out here. Just adding a little bit of water around that image, and then we're just going to gently, oh, not enough water. Yes, you can stamp on tissue paper. I'm going to show you that next. But this here, this is stamped on tissue paper. And that I use an archival ink, because if I do anything with paint or sprays over top of it, it needs to be archival or else it'll just wash away. So I wouldn't stamp with distress ink. Now, is stamping with an ink my favorite? My goodness, Julia, more water. It's either I'm not doing enough water or it's so dry in here. Things are drying so super fast. There we go. There we go. There's that one. Oh, Jackie, that would be amazing. I would have to make room for you. Okay, so I'm just going to add, I should have done a little bit more. There we go. When that dries, it'll look like she has cheeks. You could also do it on the front. Anywhere where there's black, I do it on the back because I don't want to cover up the black printing. Now, if you're wondering, I'm just going to quickly dry this and hopefully I don't burn it. There we go. Now, if you're wondering, did I get, this might be a grate. You can use VersaFine. I don't particularly like using VersaFine on the tissue. I prefer archival. But I'm going to show you something else that I like even better than using the archival. As soon as I find my other brush. Just going to put a little bit of green in her eye. Now, you could also stamp on this side if you wanted to add something to her face that you see through. You could also stamp on there. This is vintage lace. Not a great skin tone, but it'll work. So now I'm going over what I just painted to make this a little bit more opaque, not so transparent. And there you go. Now let's bring in a tag here and let's just do something. Oh, let's pick up some water. Let's pick up some of this green. Just adding some color to that. So just a really good wash of paint on the tag. Hopefully you can, I forgot my microphone at the store, so hopefully you can hear me over there. Now, if you're wondering, how do I stick this down? How do I make this stick? Did you know that acrylic paint can be used as an adhesive? Okay, let me grab my paintbrush. So I'm just going to grab, this is just some regular gesso. I'm just going to add some gesso and we are going to stick her down into the gesso. When that gesso dries, she is going to be stuck down there. So no matte medium, just some paint. And there you go. All I've used to stick her down is some gesso. And when that dries, she will be on there very, very well. So say I wanted to use, just going to tear some of that. You can also layer. Oops, too high up. Layer your collage paper. So much fun. Now, can I use matte medium? Absolutely. I'm just using some dry brush gesso on there. Oops. Kind of curved up on me there. And then if I wanted to wipe some of that back, I definitely could. So I can come in here and wipe some of that back. Very cool. Now I'm not done with that. I'm probably going to come back in and put some transparency on that. But yeah, you can just use gesso. You don't have to use matte medium. Now, if I wanted this to be like you could read it and have it look perfectly like original, I would use matte medium. But I am using the gesso. Sorry, I'm just grabbing another brush here because I want to come in with that green again and add some to the top. There we go. How cool is that? I feel like it needs some scribble sticks. Just some scribble sticks in there just to add just a little bit more. Just something. Ooh. Yeah, if you've got, ooh, that's almost dry. Fantastic. Well, one little spot in the middle, still wet, so we're going to leave that. Now, if you're wondering, what do you do with this? I could wet it and tear it apart. I could fold it over and matte medium it to the back, or I can just come in with some scissors and cut it off. And I would do that from the back so I can see exactly where I'm cutting. And there you go. Perfect edge because I just cut it off. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, let me set this aside because we're going to come back and probably use transparency on that in a moment. Okay, what else can we do? Well, we started talking about layering transparencies. So let's bring in another tag. Let's bring in some matte medium. Matte medium. Let me bring in a brush. This one has some quotes on it, so I am going to cut these out. These are easy to cut out. I'm not using them as quotes. I'm just using them as words. We're just going to create a background. There we go. What else do I want to do? Put that aside. Okay, so like I said, I'm not using this for the words themselves, but I'm going to matte medium them to a tag. And just create my own background. So this is matte medium. I could have used gesso, but I didn't want to cover up the words with the white gesso. I just wanted the words to be able to be seen. Let's do a little bit down here. I'm just going to cut that off there. There we go. So that's just some words, just matte mediumed onto a tag. And like I said, you can do this on a card background. You can do this on scrap paper. Just going to cut away that excess there. Is that sticking? I'm going to get the matte medium all the way down to the bottom. Yes, I just stuck my finger in my matte medium. Don't judge me. There we go. So now those are on there. Now, because I've covered the matte medium, those are now protected. So I don't know if we have this one. I don't even know what it is. I don't even keep these in their packages anymore. We can see if they're still available though. Okay, let's grab a stamp. Do I have a stamp? Grabbed one out, but it's not the one I want to use. Need an open stamp. Oh, this is a good one. This one is Scribbly Bears. It is a Dina typing one. I just don't have the packaging, so I can't even tell you what it is. Okay, do I have a stamping block? I do. Perfect. Let's use, I'm actually going to use black paint to stamp this. And this is also a really great technique if you're doing any stamping on like watercolor paper, anything that's a little rough where you want to actually see the stamp, but the paper has too much texture on it. Okay, let's grab, I've got a blending tool and I've got some foam. No problem, Jennifer. Voting is more important. I was just wondering who's going to show up tonight because the Jays are also playing. Okay, so I've got a little bit of paint on there. Now I'm going to come and I'm just going to apply that paint to my stamp. Just tap, 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 tap. There we go. Now I'm going to come on here and let's stamp on there. And I'm hoping my matte medium was dry. Look how cool. Look how cool that is. I love the words. I didn't get a lot of words on them, but that's all right. I can stamp down here too. But look how cool that is. And look how good the paint looks. I should probably dry this first. So yes, you can stamp. You can stamp with paint. Look how fun that is. Now, I'm trying to go fast because I need to tell you guys so many things. But I probably would have placed the words a little bit different to get a little bit on his body. But that's okay. That still works. Look how fun that is. So much fun. Yes, use stamp. You can use paint on your stamps. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, is that not going to ruin my stamps? It won't ruin them as long as you take the paint off right away. And I cannot see, oh, there. So I would just go in with a baby wipe and try and get that paint off. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's set him aside. We'll probably use him later too. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Okay, say we just want to create a background. just with tissue paper. Oh, no, I already have some of that paint. I should have got out my bigger paint palette because this one is getting very full. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of paint to this. I should have added water to this tag first, just to give me a little bit more working time, but that still works. Add a little bit of white. Let's add a little bit more of that pink. That looks good. Ooh, he might look good on there. What time are we? Oh, I haven't even started talking about transparencies yet. Okay, let me set that aside. Here's our tissue paper that we did at the very beginning, and I just colored that with some watered down yellow paint. So there's my tissue. Now, since my little bear is already on a stamping block, I'm just going to show you. Yes, you can stamp on tissue paper. You can stamp with archival. I just wouldn't stamp it with anything water-based, because if you go to put this in an art journal and using matte medium is water-based. So all it's going to do with your water-based ink is just smear it all over the place. So you need to use a permanent ink. Mr. Bear. Here we go, Mr. Scribbly Bear. I love this bear too. I don't use this enough. I need to use this one enough. Ooh, perfect. Okay, let's stamp him one more time. Actually, before we do that, let me use my absolutely favorite stamp in all of the world. And that is Wendy Vecchi's script stamp. Now let's use this one. I'm going to use an ink. I will use an archival ink. Here we go. That's just a Ranger archival. Now maybe what I'll do is I will just turn this over and I will press there, because I can see what I'm stamping. Can you see there? You can see it? There we go. We got some stamping on there. You can see when you stamp with ink, unless it's in my stamping platform where I can stamp it over and over and over and over again, it's going to be fairly light. You kind of get one shot at this. Now I'm going to take Mr. Bear and let's stamp him over top of that. And I think I let my paint dry too long. Darn it all to heck. Why is it so dry in Calgary? Too dry. I might still use that. I don't think I'll be able to double stamp, but let's just try that. Me too. I love my script stamp. So there, I stamped Mr. Bear again, and now he's got some script stamp in the background. So layer your stamping too. But look how fun that is. Now, I could take this, and you can layer this over top of other things. Like these are, what are these? The Collage Sparks. You could layer these over top of other things. Where did my water brush go? Somewhere where I can't see it. See, Jackie, you don't want to come here. It's where crafty things go to disappear. I just put them down and then they disappear on me. Okay, so I'm just using a pair of scissors. I'm just going to quickly cut this out. And we're going to use this Mr. Bear with the other Mr. Bear we created just a few minutes ago. There we go. Set that aside. Perfect. There we go. So we've got two bears that we can use. That's very cool. Let's grab a transparency. Oh, I forgot about her. There we go. Now, can you stamp on transparencies? Yes, you can. You can stamp on them. You can paint. Now, if you're going to stamp on them, you have to also use, I know, Collage Perks too. That's my favorite one. No longer available. But 1 and 3 are, which doesn't make any sense. So anyhow, but here you go. You can paint on them. You can, I lost my train of thought. Now, if you're wanting to put this on a tag, let me grab this over here. You're like, yeah, that looks all right, but it's kind of boring. Well, grab a piece of paper. Grab it. You can use scrapbook paper. Maybe you've got some just scrap collage paper that you've got sitting around. You can actually put it on anything and just add another layer to it. Like, look how cool that is. Now, how can you attach these? Well, my favorite and the fastest is with staples. And I feel funny putting staples through somebody's head, but that's just the way it is. So you can staple them, and now they're on there forever. And then I can go in with a pair of scissors, and then I can trim this up. And I've added another layer to my transparency. And because it has paper on the back, I can just use glue and attach it to my tag or to my card. Let's go around here. And there is a transparency. And I just put paper behind it. Now you can also take the transparencies, and I believe, if I remember correctly, oh, I do have them. The ones with the suns, these are so cool. So if I wanted to, let me cut this one out. So this one is the crescent moon. There you can see that. And then I can flip through here. The only reason I'm using this is just because it's readily available to me. But I would also use, oh, this might be good. On the background of that, look how cool that looks. Now, what I would probably do is I would come in with a large circle punch, come in and layer that over top. Now you can use matte medium. You can use something, what ink to use on a transparency. You know, I wouldn't use an ink, I would use paint. You can stamp with stays on. Takes a little bit longer, but I would stamp with the paint. Yeah. So I can put that on. Now you can use matte medium. So, and sorry, I'm using my finger because I don't have a brush I want to use for matte medium. So I'm just putting matte medium just right on the back of that moon face. There we go. And then I'm going to lay it over top of my paper. Now it goes on cloudy, but if you put it on there and you smooth it out with your finger, you can't even see the glue. And when that dries, that will be on there. I'm just squeezing that glue all around the edge. And then because some of it's squeezed out, I would just go in with a damp cloth and just wipe it away. And now that is on there. I don't actually. She's asking if I ever use these in my art journal. I don't. I just toss them because they're usually got big globs of paint on them. They're never just on their own. All right. Where did my other tank? Oh, here it is. I was hoping to use this on there. Might be a little big. So going to cut it in half And look how fun that is. Just partially on there. I'm going to cut the bottom of it off here too. That's fun. Now I could staple it down. I can glue it down. I think I'm going to staple it. This is the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, and I have had this forever, and I love it. And look how fun that is. Look how absolutely fun that is. Now I've got these little pieces of paper. I could also stick that in behind there if I wanted to. Maybe I want to stick it in here. Probably should have done that before I glued it down, but that's all right. We're just going with it. Just love it so much. Staple, staple, staple. The tiny attacher is so awesome. I love the tiny attacher. Now I have to balance that out. So let's put this up here. Okay, I need to find a brush. Add a little bit of matte medium. Let's stick that up there. That balances that out really nicely. Hold this down for that glue to catch. And there we go. Transparency, collage paper, all the wonderful things. Isn't that cool? Okay, I'm going to show you something else. Let's bring this in. And the transparencies. I mean, the transparencies are just so amazing. So we've got a collage paper here. Let me bring my transparencies in. Look how cool these are. Again, I don't know what transparency pack this came from. Mine are not in containers anymore. I'm just going to cut around these circles. We're going to add some paint, and then we're going to put this with our collage paper face. And then we're going to stick it. Do I stick it? I have an art journal here close by. Maybe we do that. And then I've got one more thing to share with you. Another thing that I love doing with transparencies. And it's so much fun. Okay, I want to know, any local people, are you going to come see me this Saturday at the store for World Fussy Cutting Day? I hope you do. I hope you do. Okay. Let's move that mess out of the way. Oh, look at that. I just happened to open it up to the right page. Look how amazing that is. As I'm pulling this, I am still looking for my water brush. I probably dropped it on the floor. Okay. So fun. Love it. Here we go. Just going to put some matte medium on the back here. Now, I could have added some color to her face, but I might do that on the front with some scribble sticks. Let's move you up there a little bit. And let's move you over a little bit. So this was plain collage paper that I took a Dina Wakley stencil, put it on, and then used black acrylic paint through the stencil. That's all I did to get this. And I did that earlier today. And then I just let it dry on its own. Don't worry, I'm going to cut away all this excess. All of the excess. There we go. How cool is that? Love it. All right. While that takes a moment to dry, I'm going to grab these circles and I'm going to add color to the back of them. because remember what I said, acrylic paint can be used as a glue. So acrylic paint on the back, and we are just going to stick that down. Now this one, hang on a moment. I'm going to cut this one in half because we are going to apply a different color to this half. And maybe we will stick that down there. And the other half, let's do a green, which this one is Cerise PaperArtsy, and the orange one is yeah. Oh, are you saying this looks like Jimi Hendrix? Yeah, I suppose it could. Okay, so I'm just putting paint on the transparency. I'm using my finger. I know some of you are like, oh, I can't do that. Then use a brush. Stick that down. So transparency with paint, and I'm sticking them down. Ah, Jimi Hendrix girl, yes. Okay, let's do this one. Oop, that was a lot of paint. This is going to take a while to dry. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that off. But look how cool that is. That is fun. And that is just paint behind transparency stuck down. I'm going to have to come in and do a little bit more with this. But you can see how cool that is. And look how fast and look how fun. And then you've got some of this. You've got some fun transparencies in your journal. Just going to press these down just a little bit. Now, the one good thing about doing this is if you get paint on the front, I'm going to have to wait till this dries, but I've got paint on the front of this transparency, and all you have to do is just scrape that off because it's just paint on plastic. So once this is dry and stuck down, I can come back in and I can just scrape that pink off because it's just sitting on top there. I can just print it off or just scrape it off. Look how fun. Oh my word. Okay, let me show you another fun thing. Now I'm gonna have to get another journal because I can't use that one. Actually, no, let's just use a tag. Let's use a tag. I'm just gonna come in and let's cut a couple of circles out of that. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to make paint all over the place. Okay, so there we go. I've just cut a couple of circles out of there. Now you can take transparencies. Let me grab, there was one I was thinking of doing, and I think it would look really cool. That one would look cool. And there's another one. Shoot, give me a second. It's in here somewhere. Should have left it out. Nope, not that one. I'm sort of organized, but I'm sort of not organized. Oh, here it is. Okay, there you go. So I've cut out 2 circles on this tag, and now I can lay the tag over top of a transparency and then make like a window. Now I have done this in an art journal, and before I went live, I tried to find it and I couldn't, but I had windows. You can cut in your art journal, cut out a hole, put a transparency behind it. And that's really fun, especially if you're doing multiple pages. Let me just do something really quick. Where is my straight? Here we go. Okay, so say I want to come into my art journal. Now, if that wasn't straight. If I was to cut a square in the middle of my art journal page, like so, and put a transparency behind it, like so. Oh, I'm off the screen. Hang on. There you go. So if I was to cut a hole in my art journal page and put a transparency behind it, I've now created this window. And I could add artwork and stuff here, and then I could have like other stuff on there. But yes, make a window and use the transparencies like you would do, like you were making a shaker. But look how cool that is. That's cool. I like that. That is so much fun. So yes, there's multiple ways of using transparencies, so many fun ways, and I have just made an absolute destruction of my space here. And now I've got paint on there. Here you go. Here's another form, human figure. That would look really good behind that. Stapler. My stapler is not stapling. There we go. But look at how cool. I mean, these have no paint or anything on them, but look how fun that is. Yeah, the transparencies come in packages already stamped. Yes. But look how fun. This obviously needs me to do something with it, but we're running out of time and I need to let Brianna go have a life tonight. And I need to watch Jays play. Anyone have an updated score? Not really a baseball fan, but you know, go Team Canada. Okay, Brianna, if you are there, do you mind? Oh, can I answer Rosie's question? Did I answer Rosie's question? Sorry, Brianna. Oh, that was 8 minutes ago. I probably already did that. I am going to.
Are we ready for the giveaway tool?
I believe we are.
Okay.
You might need to turn the volume down on your computer. We're getting feedback. Okay, we have got the giveaway tool running. Oh, my glasses are falling down on my face. We are giving away one package of collage paper from PaperArtsy, and it's The Birds, and it is going to Linda Zambori. That's so funny. She popped in the beginning, made her comment, which was comment, and then she had to leave to go vote. So there you go, Linda. Linda, you have won the collage paper. Congratulations. Oh boy, things got a little crazy in the Monday Night Live in the craft room tonight. So there you go. Congratulations, Linda. I hope that you have seen some new and interesting ways to use collage paper and transparencies. You can layer transparencies over collage paper. You can do all the things. They work so beautifully together separately with paint, with you can even color them with Poscas. I didn't even get my Poscas out tonight, but you can also use Poscas because Poscas are acrylic paint. So yes, you can do that. Somebody keeps texting me. So there you go, everyone. I hope that you've learned something. Don't forget, we have the demo running tonight. That is 25% off collage papers and transparencies. And entries just for Facebook? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's supposed to grab them from everywhere we're streaming. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely evening. I'll be back in 2 weeks. What will I be doing? I have no idea. Is there something you want to see? I am thinking of doing Seth Apter, the new Seth Apter Sizzix. Maybe I'll reach out to Seth and see if he'll come on and do it with us. Wouldn't that be exciting? There you go. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Congratulations, Linda. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.